Bobcats women's ice hockey had its first series of the year.
And we hit the People's United Center ice for some Quinnipiac men's hockey. All that and more. Sports Paws starts now.
Welcome into Sports Paws. I'm Nick Lewis alongside Bryan Schwartz.
Nick, we have lots to get to, so let's get it started. When Quinnipiac Field Hockey hosted number 13 Liberty, it was a tough foe. Bobcats looking to win their second straight Big East game in a row. Liberty and Quinnipiac again here from Hamden. Early in the first quarter, it's Daniela Rhodes of Liberty driving into the crease, fires a backhand off the post into the net. 1-0 Flames. Second quarter now, game still 1-0. Looking ahead at Bierman Rotchen. The goalie for Quinnipiac, Inez Ruiz Martinez, able to clear the ball off the line right there. Nice job by Ruiz Martinez. Look at it again. Terrific defense, keeping it 1-0. Flames on the penalty corner now. Maddie Hustler powers one by Bierman Rotchen. 2-0 Liberty in the second quarter. Still in the second quarter now, Charlotte Van Holt snipes a backhand past Bierman Rotchen. 3-0 Flames now. It was all Liberty. Van Holt cuts through the crease, deflects one past the keeper. That's her second goal of the day. 4-0 Liberty. Still in the second quarter now, a few minutes before the half. Jill Bolton with the shot, but Bierman Rotchen with the save. And another one. A really good job there by the Bobcats goaltender. 4-0 at the half. Now we go to the third quarter, where the Bobcats were still trailing 4-0, but Bianca Strube gets the Bobcats on the board from the penalty corner. The grad student snipes her fifth of the season, 4-1 Liberty. Fourth quarter now, Liberty on their 12th penalty corner of the day. Jill Bolton scores as the ball trickles through Mac Burrell. 5-1 Liberty, and that would be the final, a loss for the Bobcats against the ranked team.
Well, Bryan, following the loss on Friday to number 13 Liberty, the Bobcats traveled north to face number 17 Boston College. After trailing 1-0 at the half, the Bobcats gave up 3 second-half goals and dropped the game 4-0. Bobcats had 11 shots on the day, with 7 of them being on goal. Quinnipiac had 8 saves in that game. The Bobcats will host Villanova on Friday as they look to rise in the Big East standings before the tournament in November.
Take a look at the Big East standings now. Quinnipiac in the bottom half, tied for 5th in the conference with Georgetown at 1-2. UConn always at the top. Huskies are 3-0. Liberty also 3-0. Lots of really good teams in the Big East. Bobcats have a tough task to make it to the conference playoffs, but still plenty of season left.
And Bobcats volleyball in action this weekend, starting on Saturday, hosting Iona. Quinnipiac took the match in 4 sets, 3-1. The Bobcats took the first 2 sets, but Iona took the third set, forcing a fourth. Both teams had 39 kills in the match, with the Bobcats' kill leader being Maggie Baker with 15. Iona had more digs in the match, edging out Quinnipiac 75-70, with Jessica Paolucci leading the match for Iona with 30 digs. Now we go to the volleyball beat reporter, Katie O'Keefe, with post-game reactions from Burt Concourt.
The women's volleyball team won their home opener today against Iona 3-1. The Bobcats came out roaring, and so did their fans.
I mean, that was a great turnout, so it was a good nerve-wracking, you know. It feels great to have the Bobcat community supporting us.
It felt great, you know, the whole gym was filled. It felt really good to be like in a circle of a family here, you know.
Me, honestly, I feel great. I love being in this gym. This is where I feel most at home.
What are you looking forward to tomorrow?
Another dub, of course, you know, second home game.
The Bobcats return to action tomorrow in search of their second MAC win against Manhattan. Reporting from Burt Con, I'm Katie O'Keefe, Q30 Sports.
Sunday afternoon, the Bobcats look to make it 2 straight as they hosted Manhattan. So let's check out the highlights of that one. Quinnipiac and Manhattan, the Bobcats hosting the Jaspers, second home game. Quinnipiac coming off their first MAC win against Iona. First set, it's a thrilling one. Manhattan serves it up. Miller with the receive. Diaz sets up Baker for the back row attack. Manhattan can't return it. Bobcats doing well early on here. Manhattan sets it up in the middle. Miller picks it up. Diaz goes to set but gets called for a double touch. See the ball spin there. Now Rodriguez with the serve receive. A little bit too tight. Diaz goes for the attack but gets shut down. Manhattan wins the first set 32-30. Now we go all the way to the fourth set. Bobcats up 2-1. Bobcats started the fourth set strong as Miller serves. Manhattan sets it up. Sherwin with the dig and Lydia Jones with the kill, but then Quinnipiac lost all momentum. Dives everywhere. Sherwin with the roll shot. Manhattan puts a stamp on it. Diving save between Baker and Sherwin. Manhattan takes set number 4. Match tied right now. Each team with 2 sets apiece. So not good right there for the Bobcats, but still had a chance. Fifth set, Quinnipiac down 14-13. It's game point. Sherwin with the heavy hand, but Manhattan would shut it down, and the Jaspers would win it 3-2 over the Bobcats.
Following a weekend of MAC action, let's look at the standings following a 1-1 weekend for volleyball. Quinnipiac is sitting in 7th place of the MAC with a record of 1-4, following the win against Iona and the loss against Manhattan. Fairfield and Canisius lead the conference 5-0 records. Quinnipiac's next match will be Wednesday, hosting Marist, who is currently 3rd in the conference at 4-1.
Well, coming up, we have more Quinnipiac sports. The women's soccer team hosted Monmouth in a big MAC battle.
And the women's ice hockey laced up their skates for the first series of the year against Providence. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There are amazing things to discover in the forest.
Toothless, time to go! What you picking up on, bud?
It's a whole hidden world of wonders. And the perfect place to spend time with family. What better place to let your imagination soar? Experience nature and create a memory you can share. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
An old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly.
Lights out. Good night.
And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back inside Studio 125. The Bobcats women's soccer team hosted Marist Saturday. Quinnipiac dropped this one to Marist 1-0. In the 78th minute, Jillian Colucci broke the ice with what ended up being the game-winning goal. Quinnipiac outshot Marist in this game 16-2, still unable to put one in the back of the net. The Red Foxes had just one shot on goal. It was the only score of the day.
And the Bobcats looking to bounce back after a tough loss to Marist, as you just said, hosting Monmouth, one of the premier teams in the MAC conference. They were the reigning MAC champion a year ago. First half, we have some chances in the box. Here we go, first half, both teams looking to get something started with Monmouth sending one in the box, but Megan Phillips makes the easy save there, tied 0-0. Then Quinnipiac on the counterattacks, getting their best opportunity of the day. That's Ellie Grunstein as she crosses it, but no one is there to receive. Now Monmouth with a good opportunity here, but Quinnipiac looking to make the stop, and they will right there as Morgan Phillips punches it out. The defense clears the ball. Still tied 0-0. Kelsey Goldring chases after the ball, looking to get a foot on it, but after the tackle there, looks like she gets up with a knee injury.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, she had to be carried off the field and was taken into the locker room. Did not return to that game. Second half action here. Monmouth looking to get something going, puts it in the box, and a little tackle there by Megan Phillips. There will be a foul called on Kayla Machigos in the box. Penalty kick incoming, and as you see right there, Monmouth able to put it into the net. That was Jillian Colucci. 1-0 Monmouth. And take another look at it there. Right off the bar, hits her glove into the net. Bryan, that's something you don't want to see. Monmouth takes it out on top, 1-0.
A little bit of a lucky bounce there for Monmouth. In the end, they get the win. So 3 straight losses for the Bobcats. Let's check out the standings now. Quinnipiac 1-3 in the MAC, tied for 7th with Canisius. Monmouth has come out of the gates hot, starting 4-0. Catching them is obviously going to be pretty tough for any of these teams, but Ryder and Fairfield right behind them with 3 wins each.
And now women's ice hockey got their regular season started on the road at Providence, taking the opening game 2-1. Alexa Hoskins got the party started, scoring a power play goal with over 3 minutes gone in the first period. Then Providence's Bailey Burton responded in the second period to put the Friars on the board. Over a minute later, Taylor House netted the game winner, put Quinnipiac on top. The Bobcats outshot the Friars in that game 25-15 to take the first game of the regular season.
Well, after that, the Bobcats would face the Friars at home on Saturday. This one should be a good one. Quinnipiac and Providence, home opener on Parents Weekend. Boomer the Bobcat, ready to go for a hockey time in Hamden as Boomer skates around on the ice. First period, Bobcats on the power play. It's Sarah Coutu-Godbout. Gets the puck behind the net, fakes one way, goes the other, puts it in. First goal of the day, 1-0 Bobcats. Nice play right there. Second period now with the Bobcats up 1-0. It's Arian Julian. Gets the puck at the point, shoots. Sarah Yalmerson deflects it, but Avi Ives gets the pad down to stop that one, keeping it at 1-0 Quinnipiac. Later in the second period, Maureen Murphy gets the edge on the defense, but Ives says no, no, no once again. 1-0 Quinnipiac still. Again, Quinnipiac in the second quarter puts another one in thanks to Taylor House. She puts this one out in front, fires it above the goalie's shoulder. Bobcats lead it 2-0. But later in the second period, Providence would respond. Neve Van Pelt finds Annalise Rice in the slot. She puts the puck over Ives in the net. 2-1 now, Quinnipiac leads it. Now in the second period, still just before the intermission, Friars would add another. Bobcats can't clear the puck. Takes 2 efforts from the Friars, but Murphy finishes this one with seconds to spare in the second. 2-2 as we head into intermission. Third period now, Quinnipiac will win the face-off, and Olivia Coingson rockets a shot towards the net. Claire Minorath just gets her stick on it. Take another look. This one was super close, just off the top of her stick. What a save there. Game still tied at 2. Third period, Friars would take advantage, get a lucky bounce. Van Pelt wheels down the right side, throws a shot on net. Ives can't stop it. Providence would go on to win 3-2. Bailey Burton gets credit with that goal, and the Friars would hold on, taking this one 3-2. Both teams split that weekend series.
Well, Bryan, that was a pretty good game to go to, and we now go to women's ice hockey beat reporter Ryan Flaherty, who has post-game reactions after Sunday's game against Providence.
After a 2-1 win last night in Providence, Quinnipiac fell to the Friars 3-2 today. Cassandra Turner said it was execution that was the problem.
Providence played really well today. They played at a different pace than they did yesterday. They had a game plan. They possessed the puck well, and they attacked the net. They made us uncomfortable. I think we need to be a little bit better in executing our game plan, but it's nice to get a split on a weekend with a pretty good team from Hockey East.
Providence came in with a new game plan, cycling the puck low, getting it behind Abby Ives and the Quinnipiac defense. Cassandra Turner spoke about the composure of her team and how that needs to change.
They did a good job possessing the puck down low in the offensive zone, and we lost our composure a bit the longer they had the puck, and we got a little antsy and weren't in positions to deny passes the same way we would normally be. I think all 3 goals were pretty easily stopped by us if we were just a little more conscious of our sticks and denying passes.
Despite the loss, Quinnipiac's freshman class stood out once again. Cassandra Turner spoke about the success they're having early on this season.
All of our freshmen who are playing regularly right now, Alexa Hoskin, Kenzie Hosworth, Sadie Peart, and Kate Riley, all 4 of them are out there and making plays. And there's moments where we need some help, and all of a sudden, Alexa or Ken says it on their stick, and off they go with a ton of speed. Sadie brings such an intelligence and an IQ for the game, and Kate is tough. She's tough, and she can shoot the puck. So their presence is felt right away, and it's nice to see where they are already.
That's going to do it from the Frank Perotti Jr. Arena. Quinnipiac takes a split this weekend with Providence. For more coverage of women's ice hockey, be sure to follow Q30TV.com.
Both tennis teams at Quinnipiac had jam-packed Saturdays. Results coming up.
And it's hockey time in Hamden. Canada's Brock was in the house. We'll be back after this. Q30.
Welcome back to Sports Paws, where we are still jam-packed with action from this past week. Men's ice hockey had a tough exhibition game against the Brock University Badgers, who traveled all the way from Ontario, Canada. So this is the first game under new captain Nick Germain for the Bobcats. Quinnipiac looking for the final tune-up before the regular season. First period here, we're going to have Brock forward. Mike Price throws one to the middle and then hits it off number 13, Tyler Rillo skate to get past Keith Petrozelli. That's going to be Brock 1-0 striking early. First period still, Quinnipiac answers on a power play. Di Liberatore to Bongvani. It's tied 1-1. Second period, Alex Whalen is going to drive wide throws it in the nets where Carlos Justa buries the rebound. Brock leads 3-2. Going into the third period here, Custa's point shot hits Jermaine in front and out in the air. The captain bats it in. Take a look at this again. Some amazing acrobatics with the stick there. Brock will lead 4-3. Nice hug there from the team trying to make a comeback, as we see here with 12 seconds left in the game. Bobcats are down by 1. Metza shoots from the point, and William Falstrom tips it in, forcing an overtime. With no scoring in the overtime, Quinnipiac opens the season at home Friday against AIC. The game tied 4-4 at the end of overtime.
Q30 Beat reporters Jonathan Banks and Stephen Pappas had some thoughts after the game. Take a listen.
The last time we saw the Quinnipiac Bobcats played, they fell in the Midwest Regional Final to Minnesota Duluth. And today in Hamden, it's finally hockey time. Jonathan Banks here alongside Steve Pappas. We got your rebound presented by Q30 Sports. Now, Steve, the first thing, Brock comes in from Canada. This is a game that doesn't really matter. It's an exhibition game. But you were telling me it does matter. Why does this game matter to you in a 4-4 tie?
You know, it's a learning experience from Quinnipiac's perspective. Solely is that you played a team that has had experience so far this year. They've played 6 or 7 games to this point. On the third game of a triple header, it was a game that really the Bobcats needed to take advantage of the tired legs that Brock came in with, and they really didn't do that. And again, this isn't the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination when you tie an exhibition game like this. 2014, 2015, they came out, they lost their exhibition game and had a 10 games over 500 season. So this game doesn't matter per se by what happens, but the learning experience that you get from this game can really propel you into what kind of season you have.
And Minnesota Duluth lost their first exhibition game this year against the University of Alberta. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I think so too.
We talked to Nick Germain after the game, and he said the penalty kill was perfect in the power play. Obviously, there's some stuff to work on. But what's your overall takeaway from the penalty kill and special teams as a whole?
Yeah, and penalty kill is such a big part of this Bobcat team for so long under head coach Ram Technical. Something they work on immensely during practice for a good chunk of practice, and they look very good. They look the part. Their sticks were in the lanes. They were blocking shots. Carlos Schuchta is a guy that prides himself on blocking shots, and he did a great job of that today. The penalty kill looked outstanding. From the power play perspective, it's something that you need to really kind of get into the season to figure out what your power play actually is. There were some new guys that were jumped in on the first power play unit. With Jaden Lee looked absolutely unbelievable today. For a guy that is not on the big side, he's 5'9", 155 pounds. He had a rocket of a shot from the point today, an absolute rocket of a shot today from the point. So you're seeing good things from this power play, while the results, I mean, 2 for 8's not ideal, but 2 for 8 is, you got 2 power play goals in during the game, so you're able to see what works and what doesn't work from a power play perspective.
All right, guys, good stuff right there. Bobcats play AIC this upcoming weekend. Rugby now, Bobcats visited Harvard Saturday, and it was not pretty. A 64-7 beatdown by the Crimson over the Bobcats. Jacob Resnick spoke with Clara Lamont Brown today earlier, and let's see that.
Thanks, guys. Clara Lamont Brown is a sophomore wing on the Quinnipiac rugby team. Thanks so much for joining us.
No, thank you.
All right, so the team has had some big wins, some big losses so far. How would you assess through 5 games where the team stands?
I think right now we're kind of in our growing process. We have 10 freshmen this year, so it's a lot of rebuilding, understanding, developing trust, and I think right now we are taking all of our losses, all of our wins, taking what we need and building on for the next game.
You guys play just a 7-game schedule throughout the fall. How much more important does that make each and every game?
Every game counts. We play Harvard twice and West Point twice. We've already played Harvard twice, and those first 2 games didn't count as much as these 2 games, so there's 10 times more importance. But every single game we play like it's our last.
What was Becky Carlson's message coming into this season? Obviously, 3 straight national championships, then a 2018 season that left a lot to be desired. What were those conversations like coming into this year?
Well, for us, it's a lot of the rebuilding, the restructure, like those 3 national championships that we have, like that was Quinnipiac, and what is our Quinnipiac going to be looking in the future. So she's trying to highlight what we are as this established team and not what we were in the past.
What do you feel like the team is kind of learning every day in practice going throughout the process of the season?
I think the biggest part is just how to trust each other, how to be our best selves and let the person next to us be their best selves and just become a unit through that.
And for you personally, pretty impressive freshman season last year. Coming to this year, what are you, I guess, kind of using to build off of last season and to improve yourself every day going forward?
I came in very small, and I'm trying to gain more strength, so with my speed I can become a bigger threat. I want to also incorporate myself more in the infield, so it's not just a one ball, take a run. It's more of get yourself in there, create rucks, create a disruption in their attack and defense.
There's a lot of, you mentioned a lot of young players coming in, but also some experienced players on the team. What are you kind of using them specifically for to improve your own game?
They're impact players. We brought in a lot of big, strong freshmen who have a lot to offer in the pack. We also have a few freshmen on the outside that are just speedy and quick and have good hands. And I think the impact of those players just create a bigger unit, honestly.
And if you would say in one word, future of Quinnipiac rugby is?
Powerful.
Powerful. Like it. Well, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Back to you guys in the studio.
Good stuff there from Jacob and Clara. Top 5 plays time. Nick?
I'm ready if you are.
I'm always ready. Let's roll. Top 5. Number 5, first period, Quinnipiac and Providence women's ice hockey. Sarah Ev Kutuga Boo. The puck fakes left, skates right, back around, gives the goal. Quinnipiac would lose 3-2 though.
And play number 4, Monmouth with the ball in the corner. Tries to cross it into the box, but Megan Phillips punches it away. The defense does a nice job. Kick it away. Monmouth takes that one, 1-0.
Number 3, second quarter of Quinnipiac and Liberty field hockey. Jill Bolton fires one on net, but head of Bierman Ratchin, a beautiful kick save. Pops back up, still able to keep it out of the net as it rattles around in front. Number 2 now. How about that by Olivia Konigson? Rockets it. Providence's goalie makes a nice save. Number 1 play of the week in the third period, Quinnipiac and Brock. Nick Germain, how about that? Turns around, 360 backhand swat. Play of the year candidate already in the first game of the men's ice hockey season. How about that?
Some great plays this week as always, Brian, and that's all we have for tonight.
Stick with Q30 all week long and all the time for the latest on Quinnipiac Sports at Q30 Sports on Twitter, Q30 Sports on Facebook, and of course, Q30TV.com. He's Nick Lewis. I'm Bryan Schwartz. Peace out, CT.